All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Blessings to everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. I do pray everybody is very blessed. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to Blue Green 83. Shout out to Multi-Sig Dummy. Shout out to Steven. Bless everyone in the name of Jesus the Messiah. Amen. Amen to that. Shout out to Crypto 7. Shout out to Vince 120. Shout out to Wild Pony 69. Shout out to Pato with the Ducks. Shout out to Splash Fire Films. Guys, if we can get 1,000 likes in the first half hour, we'll be giving away $500 worth of Bitcoin. Is it half hour or 45? I forget. Let me know, guys. Did you get a notification for this stream? What's going on, Urban KO? What is going on, y'all? We are chilling in some trades today, guys. We're going to be talking about Bitcoin, XRP, all these coins that are going absolutely crazy. We're going to be talking about what we can expect in the future. Shout out to Ian Platt YT. What is going on, my friend? Mayor Moyal. What is going on? Henry Ridgway. Let's go. Let's go. Guys, it's been a day. I don't know if you can tell, but man, I'm out in the fields working hard, guys. If you know what I'm saying. Shout out to all my Illuminati handlers. Shout out to the Casper crew. Do I use L'Oreal because the scalp smells? Shout out to the real Dave Digital. That's funny, Dave Digital. What is going on, Hashay? What's going on, guys? What is going on? All right, guys. Bitcoin finding some consolidation right now. Currently in a short trade. A little scalp. The way I got in, guys, was simply just the golden pocket retrace bearish divergences on the 1 minute. I mean, it was really just that. And still in it, still in the long, guys. From the Casper crew level, the juicy trade from Monday, where we came down into this range. We were looking for our confirmations from down here. Last night, we got an absolute pumperoni and cheese. And we're currently finding ourselves at a key zone of resistance right up here. Boom. This is the top of the sideways range. And the thing is, because we had such a fast move up, if we start to lose some of these key levels that we've got like right here, we very well may see a dumperoni and cheese back down to perhaps the golden pocket. Perhaps the golden pocket. In fact, if I had to add to this long trade, I would look to do it right around this zone. Shout out to Flash Matrix and Cozy Babe. Shout out to Cephro. Shout out to Bulldog M. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah, so let's head on over to TradingView, guys, because it is a Wednesday, and typically Wednesdays do give us the high or the low of the week. And what's interesting about this week is we didn't really get much action until Wednesday. And it happened during the London session, and, well, that's crazy. That typically doesn't happen. So let's just get some context here, guys. Bitcoin coming up to a key zone of resistance. We understand this is the giga mega level of all resistances right here. What we really need right now is we need a weekly candle to look kind of like this right here, right? A big Pfizer blue weekly candle that can pump us above this $30,000 level, because we know if we can hold this level as support, we will get a massive move to the upside. Very similar to what happened last night, okay? What happened last night was this. We had been forming a little bit of some consolidation down here, right? Let's take a look at the 1 hour, because this is volume theory in action, guys. This is volume theory in action. The reason why we're waiting for that 30K breakout is because if we take a look at what happened last night, you can see that we had fallen down below the value area low of this range we've been in for 2 weeks. We got rejection 1, rejection 2, rejection 3, rejection 4, and then boom, we get the breakout, we get the retest. What happens after the breakout and the retest? We fill the range to the upside. And now, guys, here's what's a little bit concerning for me. As we fill the range to the upside, if we are going to now lose this value area high and start confirming candles, which are already starting to do, below this value area high at around 28.2, it becomes probable that we make our way back down to the value area low of the range. Okay, now just like what happened last night where we get the breakout and the retest and then the big pumperoni and cheese, we're waiting for that to happen on these higher term time frames, because if we take a look now at the weekly again, we can see that the same thing that just happened on the 1 hour time frame for the past 2 weeks could very well now be happening on the weekly time frame over the past few years, right? We've lost the range to the downside, and we are now testing this value area low. If we get a breakout and a retest, very, very juicy. Now, what is very interesting is actually what has happened here with Bitcoin last night. Because if we take a look at an order flow chart, coinanalyze.net, we can see that if we go to the 15-minute time frame, there were bulls defending. They were defending this low down here. Okay, they were defending it like crazy. Look at this. After we put in the low, and by the way, this is the level that we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, around 26.5, and we were looking for a trade there on Monday's live stream, and we absolutely got that. That is how I am currently in this this long trade right here. And by the way, anyone wants to join the Casper Crew, patreon.com/Jason Casper. We don't give signals, but we give TA, and it's pretty juicy, right? I'm not trying to brag, but the TA is pretty juicy. In fact, between me, K-Pax, Boyan, White Phoenix, we've pretty much given every single major Bitcoin pivot that's happened for the past quite some time now. Those guys are amazing traders, right? So we saw the bulls defending this level. What happened is, during this time, all these trades that were opening up here were shorts. The way we can tell that shorts were opening up is because when we look at the open interest indicator right down here, we can see it's getting higher over time. It's telling us new traders are entering the market. They're putting their capital up for risk, but they're opening up short trades. Now, keep in mind, they're opening up short trades at a key level of support, right? This is what we want to look for. If we're going to get a big reversal, you want to see a large majority of the trades at a key support opening up short. You want to see shorts at support, right? Because when you buy high and sell low, you tend to get wrecked. So if you're seeing shorts opening up at support like crazy and the price isn't getting lower, and the price is getting higher, that is showing you that there's absorption, right? Trades are opening up, the CVD indicator is coming down, telling us that those trades are shorts. Price is getting higher. That is bullish absorption, and it finally played out overnight when we got the breakout and the retest, and now we're consolidating in another range. Now let's take a look at what the bigger players are doing in this current range, okay? Are we seeing any kind of bullish absorption happening right here? Well, it's hard to say, guys. It doesn't really look, in my opinion, too bullish, right? We can see that CVD is kind of staying flat, and open interest is increasing. So what this means is that the shorts and longs are about equal, but price is making slightly lower lows here, okay? Not only are we making lower lows, but we're actually rejecting from key areas of resistance along the way down. So what we did is we put in the first high, we came down, we rejected from the Fibonacci 786 level, right? And then what happened again is we put in a lower low. Right now, I mean, literally just now, we've just put in a lower low. And we're going to have to wait and kind of see what happens here. But we've officially now switched to bearish market structure locally. Okay? So we're going to have to kind of watch and wait and see what happens with that. If we start to get a major move to the downside right now, here's what I'm looking at for potential supports. All right? We're going to go ahead. We're going to pull our range right here. It's the 1 hour time frame. Now, technically speaking, and this is technically speaking, we have put in a low, right? We put in a lower low here. We've gotten a CDW, a chickens drink water, a liquidity grab of these lows. Now we've gotten a rotation back to the top of the range. I would say that this is potentially bullish market structure because we have this high, we have our low, and then we made a high, we made a higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. And so now I am actually looking for a retracement potentially down to the Fibonacci golden pocket, which just so happens to be right around this range low. So right around here, basically the retest of last night's resistance is where potentially I'm hoping, if we do get a big drop, because look, we had a big move up. Fast move up equals a fast move down, right? It's like the time you ate Taco Bell at 3 o'clock in the morning. It was very smooth. When you ate it, it was even smoother the next morning on the way out. That's exactly what we can expect. But because we've got a local market structure change, we can, in fact, be looking for a potential bounce. And when we look at market Cipher B, at least on the 1 hour time frame, it does look like there's that potential for the momentum to tick to the upside. Okay? Now, I do have to say this. If we don't hold support, and if we put in a lower low, I will be getting much more bearish than I am right now. And the reason why is because this could have been the high, guys. This really could have been a high, and I hate to think about that being the case, but it really could have been the high. And the reason why is because, I mean, we understand that it is basically one of the lowest areas. I mean, if we're just looking at if we're looking at all this volume that traded right here, right, it pretty much is this value area low, like pretty much to the exact dollar, right? The old value area low. So there is a chance that we just top out here and get a big move to the downside. We can see the weekly market Cipher B is starting to point down. Okay, we could get a pretty significant drop from here. We can also see the daily time frame is printing the dreaded upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boot pattern. We've got the money flow getting lower coming out. We've got the momentum waves coming down. We've got the price coming up to the fair value low of the old 2-year range, resembling Sam Bankman-Fried, with the man breasts getting lower. And, you know, this is also a level we were prepared for in the Casper crew, right? So it's not like it caught us. It's not like it's a big surprise that we're rejecting from this level. The old value area low at 28,914. I mean, we literally did reject to the dang dollar from 28,914. I mean, to the exact dollar. So it's not a big shocker. We understand why we'd get a move down here, but I was really expecting us to hit some of those higher levels, right? And I'm still not convinced that we're going to drop. Like, I still maintain more bullish than I am bearish here on Bitcoin. Now, something else that I think we need to be aware of right now also is, you know, we have to think about what's happening in the world, guys. I mean, we are literally standing at the precipice right now of a complete financial paradigm shift, at least in the West, right? Where our fractional reserve system is on the brink of collapse. You've got the Federal Reserve printing money. They're not printing money, okay? They're adding money into the market while simultaneously tightening their policies. It's causing, they're burning the candlestick at both ends. They're long and short at the same time, guys. Eventually, it's going to lead to some kind of collapse. They're not using stop losses, all right? They're like Caroline from Alameda Research. Right? It's crazy. It's crazy what's happening right now. And we're seeing people FOMO into Bitcoin. I mean, every time bearish news comes out for Bitcoin, it's been very bullish. Remember the bearish news down here about Silicon Valley Bank? Oh, man. And the bearish news about Binance getting sued? All the bearish news, guys, it's leading to pumps. It's leading to pumps. Also, we cannot escape the fact that on the higher term time frames, such as the monthly, we are at the bottom of the bear cycle, meaning, and I've been saying this since, I've literally been saying this, guys, since December and January, the beginning of January, the beginning of the year, saying, look, even if we come down lower to these areas, I am still considering this the bottom of the cycle, the time to start DCAing, right? So yeah, that is my stance, right? But I am hoping for a big breakout here. I am hoping for a breakout and retest. I'm kind of expecting it, guys. This monthly still has more upward juice, in my opinion. And the weekly money flow, if we saw this right here on the 4 hour, right, what would we think? We would think, okay, we're going to get a pullback, and then we're going to get a juicy trigger wave that's going to launch us out to the stratosphere, right? That's exactly what I would think. We'll probably get something like this with the money flow. That's what I would be looking for, guys. You know, I mean, pretty much like I'd be looking for this direction to continue. We've printed a big BitBoy green dot on the weekly. Big BitBoy green dot on the weekly. That is a bottom signal. We got a trigger wave on the weekly. Money flow starting to come back up. Momentum breaking out of this bearish trend. So even if we get the pullback, I'm looking for a pump to the upside, right? I'm looking for a pump to the upside. Now, if there's some mega bears in the chat, let me know. Let me know why you're so dang bearish. I hold more Bitcoin on spot than I've ever held in my life right now. I had a limit order get filled at 15,500. I literally longed the exact bottom of Bitcoin, gave the setup in advance from 15,450. So let's see. Let's see what happens here, guys. Now, the dollar, very interesting place, right? Dollar losing massive support, and the dollar is inversely correlated to Bitcoin. So if this dollar does, in my opinion, put in a lower low, that is going to be an extremely bullish sign for Bitcoin. Seeing the weakening of the dollar here, coming back into this multi-year channel. We've been trading this channel since 2014, basically, right? We topped out here. This was basically the winter of 2017, and the dollar topped out right here. Bitcoin hit the top of its bull market right here, and then look at this, very interesting. Bitcoin bottomed out right here, right before the last bull run, and then Bitcoin topped out right here, and then this was right after the FTX went down. The dollar and Bitcoin are inversely correlated, and the way these things work is just like with Bitcoin, right? If we can expect Bitcoin, if it gets acceptance back into its old range, we expect a big pump to the upside. Well, same with the dollar, right? We very well, if we continue in this trend, make our way all the way back down to these lows, man. And that would be extremely bullish for Bitcoin, lining up with the 4-year halving cycle. And of course, we're talking a long time, right? This is the weekly time frame right now. And of course, we're dealing with like 2 years right now of potential future price action for the price of the dollar to come back down to the low of the channel. We're looking at, like, you know, the winter-ish of 2025. Right around that time where we would expect the Bitcoin bull market to be at the full effect, where we're sitting at a $1 million Bitcoin. Just kidding. I don't know. I'm honestly not really expecting anything too crazy. 100,000 maybe. Let's take a look at Ripple, because Ripple has been going crazy lately. Ripple has been going absolutely crazy lately, and Ripple is coming up to a key zone of resistance, guys. And that is why we are currently finding resistance here. But here's the thing. Ripple right now is, in my opinion, has officially now, and let's keep our eyes, because this is the weekly time frame. We really need to keep our eyes on this weekly candle for XR Pizzle. Now, I do have to say that this looks very bullish. The fact that we've got the double BitBoy green dot, market Cipher B getting higher. We are officially now breaking out of the trend here. We had a bearish trend. I mean, you could say that you couldn't really say that. I would say this is a true break of structure here on market Cipher B. I know a lot of people don't use market Cipher B this way, but you'd be so surprised if you just see that there's a change in the trend of the momentum, a breakout in momentum. That's actually a powerful thing. And look at this, right? Key support resistance flip on Ripple. Okay, we shorted Ripple in the Casper crew from right here. We longed Ripple from right here. Both of those trade setups given in advance in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, because these are key levels of support and resistance. This is a support resistance flip going all the way back right here. I mean, I would consider this going all the way back to December 2020, where we have this weekly order block right here, right? Then it was our support in the summer of 2021, our support again in the winter of 2022. Perfect resistance. Now we're making a higher high on the chart. So this is an official change right here, where we're starting to make higher highs and higher lows from the low, the high. I mean, we can't actually do that. This was a CDW right here, right? Actually, hang on. Let me see something. No, I'm right. This was the lowest that we put in, right? We got our low, our higher low, and now we've got our higher high. And so I would love to see a strong weekly close for Ripple here. If we see a very strong weekly close above this level of 55 cents, I would honestly be looking hardcore for a long position, or at least looking to DCA on spot here. And the way I would approach it is the following, right? We know that this is the old range that we were trading, right? And so if, let's say in a few days, right? I mean, we still have quite a few days before the weekends. We're about halfway through the week, not even. All right, so if we can close this candle up here somewhere, man, that would be so dang bullish. And then what we could do is we could wait for some kind of a retracement. If we pull our fib from the low to the high right now, This golden pocket is looking juicy as heck, if we were even gifted that, right? Who knows? When these things pump, they pump. I have not been paying attention to what's happening with the SEC. I don't really care about that stuff either, guys. The reason I don't care about it is because, well, I just trade the charts only. Listening to the news is too much noise for me. I long and I short based on what the chart says. I don't bother myself with what, Binance tweeted and what color shoes Sam Bankman-Fried is wearing and all this crap. I don't pay attention to it. I don't care. I'm only here to make money, guys. I'm not here for technology. I think the technology is actually going to eventually lead to the bondage of humanity. But I'm here to make money temporarily, so I can, I can get stuff, like real stuff. So I can go out and build my gardens and get dirty in the dirt, getting my hands dirty out there in the fields, guys. So I can actually, build a homestead, So, if we do get a rejection from here, we're still at resistance, I would still be looking for a bounce from this support resistance flip right here. I think that this change in market structure is very, very important. If we come up higher and we get a weekly close, let's see what targets we have now to the upside where we could look for that pullback, where we could plan something out here, right? Where we could plan something out, because that's so important when it comes to getting into positions. We need to be able to plan where we're going to be doing that so that we're not caught off guard. Okay, so this would be a very important zone right here. From the all-time high of XRP, or I should say the high from April 2021, we have a value area low of this range right here, confluence with the Fibonacci golden pocket. So what I would want to see ideally is a move up to around 65 cents. Can we get another 10-cent pump? We very well may, guys. We very, very well may. I mean, we've seen some massive weekly candles on Ripple. This one, for example, was a 63% weekly candle. This one right here is currently only a 30% weekly candle. So that would be another 20-25% move up on the week, and that would be a very strong move right into this area, which we would expect a pullback. In that case, let's see what I would be looking at here. Let's go down to our daily. Man, this is some bullish market structure right here. We are really doing a job on this one. You know what? I mean, in a very intensely bullish scenario, we have this nice confluence here. It's right around the 50 to 51 cent zone. If we actually do get a move up to this value area low and get a rejection from there, this would be a very nice area to be looking right here, right around that 50 cent zone. And the reason, guys, is because it's the high and high volume node of this little mini range right here. It would basically just be a back test of what used to be resistance as support. And yeah, we'd just be retesting the range highs. And then I would expect a move up probably to around, I mean, I know this sounds crazy, but it's really not, right? Because if we do, it's just like Bitcoin. If we get acceptance back up into this old range here and we retest this, right? We get a big break. Let's say we actually do something like this. We get a move up, we get our bounce, then we get our big break and our retest. It's actually more probable than not that we make our way all the way up to like $1.30, right? It's more probable than not that we make our way up to $1.30. And this, in my opinion, is a good trade setup. I mean, for spot and I would even probably take a leverage trade doing this, right? This is a 14-to-1 risk reward for a potential 140% gain. And that's even if that's with a sloppy entry, right? I mean, if we're long in the exact level, this is a potential 23-to-1 risk reward with the potential 150% gain. Obviously, we'd have multiple take profits, but this is really something that could happen, especially since we are officially breaking out of this key level. I mean, this is the key zone, right? This is the key zone. If we close that weekly candle strong, we could be looking down here for a little support resistance flip. Let the daily cool off here. Of course, we'd be looking for the juicy, uneven butt cheek pattern cheek, and then that skinny right cheek, right? So, you know, as we come down to that level, we would want to be seeing on our 1 hour time frame, we would want to be seeing market Cipher B doing something like this, right? We'd want to see a deep momentum wave and then a shallow momentum wave as the price is getting lower, giving us that very juicy cheekage pattern on the chart. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Shout out to everybody who liked the stream, guys. Make sure to like the stream. We got about, how many people we got in here right now? We've got about 1,000 people in here, only 300 likes. If everybody likes the stream right now, we will be giving away $500 worth of Bitcoin, and it's pretty cool. It's a pretty cool thing, right? I've been trying to give away this Bitcoin for a really long time. Okay, cool. A lot of people got the notification for the stream. Shout out to the real deal Dave Digital. Now, of course, look, the way I trade, guys, and the way, I mean, look, everyone has their own style of trading, but what's made me consistently profitable over time is taking things level to level and trading in an if-then scenario, right? People get wrapped around the axles like, what is price going to do? Is it going to go up? Is it going to go down? Only this guy knows. All right, just kidding. But the truth is, guys, it depends. It depends. We can't know for certain what price is going to do. But we have to know what levels are we looking for, and we have to have plans in advance so that we're not caught off guard no matter what happens, right? And so I don't know what Ripple is going to do, but all I'm saying is that it would be really nice if we come up here, reject, get the bounce. This would be a juicy long trade. If we don't get that, all right? If we don't get that, then there's other opportunities that could happen, right? For example, if we come up to the value area low of the range, right? And we do reject. Let's say we reject, but then we come down to our first zone of support around 50 cents, and we don't see what we want to see on market Cipher B, right? We don't see this, right? Then what? Well, then we don't take the trade, but then we look down to the next level of support. And if we do come up to this next area around 65 cents and we get a rejection, look at this. If we don't see bullish divergences at the first support, then we wait until we get down to the second support, which is a very juicy support resistance flip, value area high, confluence with a Fibonacci golden pocket. And we just take it level to level. We say, if price comes here and I see my confirmations, then I will take a trade, right? We know where our stop loss is going to be. We know where our target is going to be. We have our risk management down pat. We know what our position size is going to be in advance. That is going to make us profitable over time. That's going to save us money and losses. That is going to make us profitable over time. If you don't have a plan entering into a trade, guys, you are going to get wrecked. I don't even care if you are always right about what the price is going to do. You could long and short and always be right, but you could hold a winning trade into a losing trade because you don't have an exit plan. You didn't know where to take profit, and then you let your emotions get in the way. Price is going up and you're long. You're like, ooh, let me wait for it to get a little higher. It starts to come down. You don't take profit. You're like, let me wait for it to come back up. It just never comes back up. Now you're taking a loss when you could have been taking a win, or vice versa. Or you take a long trade, right? And price immediately goes against you, and now you don't have a plan for your stop loss. So where are you gonna get stopped out? You're probably gonna play that psychological game of it'll go back up, it'll go back up, it'll go back up, right? You have to have a plan in advance. That is what is so key, right? That's what we do in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, right? 2 plans for 2 trades. Both trades play out. We reject from the high, we bounce from the low, we have our stop losses and our take profits already in place, right? That's what's helped me. I know everyone does it different, right? Everyone does it different. But for me, XRP, key resistance right now, if we get a strong weekly close, I've been looking to come up to around 65 cents. And then if we get a rejection, for me, buy zone would be 50 cents. And then buy zone 2 would be 44 cents. And I'm bullish on it. I think we've broken trend. I think market Cipher has broken the trend line to the upside. Clearly, market structure is bullish. We're making higher highs and higher lows right now. Very interesting stuff. Actually, this is super interesting as well. If we check out this trend line here, going all the way back to June of 2021, looks like we have a channel going on here as well. Let's kind of look at this channel here, guys. You know, this is the kind of stuff that these little things that you find that can really actually be like super good money-making strategies here. So we've got this channel going on here that seems to be being respected to the dang dollar. Okay, so would you look at this, guys, right? Would you look at this? This channel is being respected to the dollar. If we get a deviation above the channel with a strong weekly close, look at this. The golden pocket will line up perfectly with the channel median. Now that's some confluence right there. That's some confluence right there. You know, that 43-cent zone is looking much juicier now. Look at that channel. Very interesting stuff. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Have we checked out ETH? We have not checked out ETH yet. We can check out ETH. Let me see how Bitcoin's doing here. Let's check out the Bitcoin trades real quick, guys. All right, short scalp still open. Not doing much. Long scalp also still open. Not doing very much. Shout out to everybody in the Casper crew. By the way, guys, if you want to take advantage of trading on ByBit with 0% limit fees, link in the description. It's actually a good deal if you know how to trade. If you don't know how to trade, well, trust me, your whole life will fall apart if you try to trade and you don't know what you're doing. But if you deposit $100, you get a month free of the Crypto Fusion trading bot. If you want to learn how to trade, check out the course at jasoncaspertrading.com. We have 2 courses. One, just the basic trading course. This will, if you don't even know what you're doing, you don't even know what a candlestick is, this will take you from not knowing what a candlestick is to being able to come to a blank chart and have a trading plan for scalping, day trading, and swing trading. Also, if you want to learn order flow, TPO, market profile, the advanced course is for you. And also, if you want to learn more about the Crypto Fusion trading bot, there's a link here that tells you exactly what it does. It basically trades for you. So if you have a plan, for example, to long or short a certain level of certain confirmations with a take profit and a stop loss, it will set everything up for you and basically trade your plan for you without the emotion. It's a pretty juicy tool. All right, let's take a look at ETH. Now, ETH, guys, ETH, we have historical action here on ETH. Okay, ETH officially now, if we take a look at market Cipher B, is getting a money flow curve to the upside, man. This is historic. This literally is historic, guys. This is a powerful signal. Money flow is a powerful thing. On the weekly, it is very powerful as well. Look what happened when we got the money flow into the purple. On ETH, it resulted in an extra 52% move to the downside, right? And now we're starting to get a money flow cross to the upside. In addition to that, guys, look at this. ETH is breaking out what I would consider a real breakout of this pattern here. Okay, we've got the triangle. Now, I don't necessarily trade triangles. You guys know, if you follow the channel, I don't trade triangles, right? But we have broken the trend line, and we are back testing it as now support. This is, objectively speaking, in my opinion, a very bullish thing. Shout out to Sam Nash for the super chat. He says, I lost 200,000 trading without plans. Whew. I feel you on that, bro. I also lost a lot of money trading without plans. Started watching JC, took his courses, joined the VIP, and I've won back everything I lost, restarting with only 10K. Good plans make all the difference. Man, God bless you, Sam Nash. I'm so glad to hear that you've made back your losses, bro, and I'm so glad to hear that you find the content valuable, man. So ETH is breaking out of this, back testing it as support. I mean, look at the breakout and the retest. Pretty dang juicy, right? Breakout, retest, and again, the daily, yes, like it's just like Bitcoin. The daily is, objectively speaking, printing the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man boob pattern, right? We've got the money flow getting lower. We've got the momentum waves coming lower. We've got the red pepperoni nipples getting lower. It's luring Caroline over here, right? Because the red pepperonis, that's really what drove her wild. She liked men with red pepperoni nipples. And, well, anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean to get into their personal life, okay? But that's what's happening here. But in the context of the weekly being so bullish, we have to understand, and look, anything can happen. I am not here to make predictions. Let me make that clear, because people comment, and they're like, Jason, you said this, and it didn't happen. I don't make predictions here. Again, these are if-then scenarios. That's how I trade. That's how I trade. I come to the chart completely unbiased. I say, look, anything could happen. Let me have a plan for any scenario that could come my way, right? And of course, you can never plan for every scenario, which is why you don't catch every move. But People forget that when we are in very bullish environments, the purple money flow on market Cipher acts as support. And these deep momentum waves act as juicy support, like this, right? This big juicy momentum wave. Look at how bearish this looked, right? Anybody in their right mind would look at this and say, oh my goodness, it literally looks like FTX is about to go down. But it ended up being a very, very bullish buyback, right? And so we have to understand that when things are in an uptrend, the bearish signs on market Cipher actually act as support signals, bottom signals, right? So I'm not saying that we can't come down. All I'm saying is that this bearish market Cipher B pattern, it might actually we might start to see momentum and money flow tick back up again. Just like what we started to see on the 4-hour time frame, right? Like the daily is the new 4-hour. The daily is the new 4-hour. Do you guys remember over here this long, painful process from the middle of January into like the beginning of February, where we were just like consolidating, and everyone, including myself, were saying, look, we got the bearish man boo pattern. It looks really bearish. The 4-hour, this is historically speaking a macro top signal, right? But what happened? These signals were support, right? These signals were the support. So it's a hypothesis that I have that what started on the low time frames is now manifesting on those higher time frames. So the daily is the new 4-hour, right? The daily is the new 4-hour, in my opinion. And so we very well may see what we saw in the 4-hour right here. So what are the key areas of support and resistance that we need to be aware of? Well, let's pull out our range right here. This is a pretty big range. I would say that key resistance for us is absolutely going to be between these two areas right here. We've got a clear support resistance flip from the low that we put in back in January 2022. That is a key support resistance flip right up here. Confluence with the value area high of the range. For me, this is going to be the next major resistance right up here. Also, in addition to that, I'm pretty sure if we pull a fib from this high to the low, I think we have some kind of fib level there, if I'm not mistaken. We've got a 0.5 fib right around that zone as well. So yeah, I would say this is going to be a key area of resistance right here. It would be my next target for ETH. If Bitcoin is going to come to around, 32-ish, 33, which it very well may, I think ETH is going to hit this $21,000 level. There's a lot of resistance right in this box. Okay, now this is higher time frame stuff, but if we're not going to get a pullback here, I would expect another big move up to this area. Something else about ETH that we don't have for Bitcoin is the fact that as Bitcoin has been putting in lower lows, ETH has not, right? ETH has been getting higher lows this entire time. This is June 2022. This is when Bitcoin hit 17K. This was FTX going down. Bitcoin hit 15.5K, losing the range altogether. Ethereum came down just to the low of the range, right? Putting in a higher low. And then, of course, we didn't even come down to the value area low of the range in the last dump. So this, to me, is just pretty dang bullish in general, right? Pretty dang bullish in general. So let's say that we do get a pullback from right here. If we get a pullback from right here, we can take our fib from the low to the high. And look at this. I mean, we have beautiful confluence. Right down here, the high volume node of the macro range, golden pocket, right around 1560. If we take a volume pull from this little area right here, we can see that we've got the value area low of the local range coming in right at that golden pocket as well, giving us a very, very nice confluence around that 1540 to 1560 area, which could just be something like this, a higher low, and then we continue up, right? We might get a fake out to the downside, find support at support, and then get another move to the upside. Because although we're in the big range, we have to think to ourselves, right now we're technically trading in the middle of nowhere when it comes to the macro range. And so for that, we go down to the lower range, and this lower range right here. If we get acceptance back in, we would look for support at the low of the mini range, which could give us a nice support to get another higher high. That's kind of what I would be looking at right here for ETH. And we could even take this down even lower, be looking at a 1-hour range. Now, if we look at the 1 hour on ETH, actually money flow is starting to look pretty dang bullish to me on the 1 hour. And I'm just looking at this as a giant sideways range, just like Bitcoin, right? So nothing too crazy here. sideways range trading from the low of the range to the high of the range. And by the way, this is a trade setup that we gave in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Yeah, so shout out to everybody who took this long. We gave this setup in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, I think, on Monday. And it's played out very, very nicely. And we are looking for some other trades around here as well in this local range, right? So let's see what happens here. I do have to say, for ETH, as well as for Bitcoin, there is a very real possibility locally. The first sign of weakness for ETH is going to be putting in a lower low, because then we will have officially started a local downtrend, right? A lower low now is much more bearish than a lower low was right here, because we've now put in a lower high, right? So locally, if we take out this low at 1684, we could see more downside here, right? Market structure is king. Market structure is king. It's like if we're in an uptrend, we can look for more up. If we're in a downtrend, we can look for more down. All right, shout out to Artemis. I cannot pronounce his name, and I apologize. But Artemis says, check out pull fib from 2011 to the all-time high. I don't have that much data on this chart here, man, for ETH. I'm sorry, but I'm sure it looks super interesting. I'm sure it looks super dang interesting. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now, man. God bless you all. Looks like we're getting a little pump on Bitcoin, just a little bit. Let's check out what's happening here on an order flow chart. Are we getting any kind of absorption coming in here? A little bit. We have actually some bullish CVD divergences forming very locally here on Bitcoin. We can see that the open interest is getting higher, and we can see that we did make a lower low on the CVD here. So we did have some shorts getting absorbed at this low, guys. Let's see if we can't push up Bitcoin to some of our higher targets here, because as you can see, I've got some targets, man. I've got some targets. I am feeling a little bullish today, feeling a little bit bullish, and I'm hoping we can hit some of these juicy targets here. Man, I'm going to open up another Heineken. Cheers myself. Man, I'm addicted to this stuff, man. I need to chill with this. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now. Should we do the pump song? Yeah, maybe we might be able to do the pump song. Whoa. Is this really breaking though? I'm pretty sure that this has been going on for a long time, Guyena Razvan. Saudi Arabia has been trading not with dollars for a while. They've been talking openly about it, and yeah, I've been hearing about this for a long time. So yeah, the petrodollar, in my opinion, guys, is a thing of the past, and I am concerned about that. I don't see how the dollar can possibly survive if the petrodollar is no longer a thing, right? Because in 1913 we went off the gold standard in the United States. That's when the Federal Reserve was created. In 1971, we really went off the gold standard altogether. Nixon got us off the gold standard, and the petrodollar was created, which basically was Nixon. We made a deal with Saudi Arabia saying, look, you guys only trade oil in dollars, and we'll protect you from Iran. And we'll protect you. We'll be your military might. And so basically that's how the petrodollar came to be. That's a really condensed version of it, right? That's a really condensed version of it. But now what's crazy is, turns out Saudi Arabia is now kind of becoming friends with Iran. And not only that, but they're kind of saying, you know what, screw this dollar thing. We're going to be trading in other currencies. You got the BRICS nations that are currently working on their own reserve currency that's backed by tangible assets, gold, and other things. And what do we have over here in the West? We have this puny little fiat nothing that's backed by nothing, not even oil anymore. And not only that, but we're destroying it through inflation. And now, I mean, with these raising rates, banks are collapsing and there's inflation. We're losing everything here. Shout out to Juan Jose for the super chat. Why are my super chats not showing, man? I don't know, bro. How many did you send? Yeah, the petrodollar is done. That's one of the reasons why I am exactly, yeah, trying to help them make a deal. That's so interesting. Are we going to pump today? I hope so, Bruno West. I'm sitting here in my long. I'm hoping for this pump. They call the West the Great Satan. Yeah, you know, it's funny because, like, I don't even blame them. You know, people in the West get all, like, beat up about that. It's like, I mean, think about it from their perspective, bro. But, yeah, you know, I understand that. I understand that. Yeah, Wild Pony 69 bringing up a good point. Yeah, I mean, so Wild Pony, like, I don't even think presidents, you know, have any say. But I do think people like the other man you're talking about have more of a say than the presidents. You know what I'm saying? These are crazy historic times, guys. These are exciting times, in my opinion, to be involved in cryptocurrency, right? I mean, this is what Bitcoin was created for. The reason I got into Bitcoin was because I realized what was happening to the dollar, right? I realized that if I was going to save up money in dollars, it would be a worthless endeavor, right? It'd be trying to fill up a bucket with holes in the bucket with water, right? You're trying to fill your bucket with water. There's holes in the bucket. It's pointless, right? So let's see what becomes of all this. You got the governments now cracking down on cryptocurrency, coming after Binance, coming after Coinbase. But you know what's so funny? Every time we get this bearish news, we're seeing crypto pump. We're seeing Bitcoin pump. We're seeing XRP start to pump like crazy. I think we're going to start to see a lot of other altcoins pump as well. You know, I really do. I think if we take a look here at the altcoin season index, you know, I'm getting stoked because we are starting to see, especially now that Bitcoin has gotten a pretty big pump and is now starting to range. So we got the altcoin season index up in here, and you know, pretty much when this thing gets below, let me move my dang face. When this thing gets below 20, especially when it gets below 10, that is when it is time to accumulate altcoins for a juicy pump, right? I mean, we could even see it even in the midst of the bear market around May 2022. This thing got pretty low. If you had been accumulating altcoins here in May and June 2022, and you were looking to stack your sats, you could have done really, really well with this, because those altcoins really did pump. And now I think we're coming back down soon. I think we're going to hit an altcoin season because look at this, right? Let's take a look at the last time we were in a similar situation, April 2019, right? April 2019 was the last time that we were in a similar situation. The bottom of the bear market, Bitcoin had started to get a relief rally right around April 2019, and we were right here, okay? We were right here on the Bitcoin altcoin season index, right around 45, right around 45. And Bitcoin starts to get its major relief rally, and we make our way down, and then by the time we get to the summer of 2019, this would be the time to really start loading up on the alts, and then it was straight up altcoin season. I'm sure you guys remember that summer and fall 2019, all those altcoins pumped like crazy. I remember trading on Binance Futures, YFI, and like it was like DeFi. It was kind of like the DeFi bull season, right? Well, look at this. Right now, we come down to a very similar place, all right, on this Bitcoin altcoin season index, right around 45, right when Bitcoin's bottoming out there, right when FTX goes down, we're right around 45, and now we're starting to make our way down to this low, right? To me, I'm starting to get a little, the juices are starting to flow, man. The San Pellegrinos are starting to flow. I'm going to cheers myself. You know, this stuff is good, man. Full of minerals. I know, guys. I know everything that's wrong with this. It's a waste of money. It's not even probably good for you. But I'm addicted to it. I need help, guys. I need some help with this stuff. All right. Shout out to everyone in the chat. Crypto and Crypto Russ like your channel. Really? Crypto likes my channel? That's crazy, man. If Crypto even knows who I am, that's crazy. People say I look like him, you know? Do I look like him? Why am I in a short? Asked somebody. Why am I in a short? Why am I not in a short? Oh, I am in a short. Of course I'm in a short, man. I'm also in a short. But the short is kind of a crappy short, to be honest with you. The reason why I didn't take a short this morning from the high is because I didn't get my confirmation. We were looking for a short this morning in the Casper crew. VIP live stream for New York Open. And we came up to this high that we had right here. And I wanted to short it, but I didn't have my confirmation, so I didn't take the short. So I ended up getting in on this golden pocket retrace because we had some bear divs on the 1 minute. I'm in a short. I'm hoping for more upside. Okay, I'm hoping for more upside. Yeah, it's already altcoin season. Yeah, for a lot of alts, it is. Would I say we've reclaimed the range? Asked Divine Hood. It's hard to say, Divine Hood. I don't know yet, man. I really don't know. I would want to see. I would want to see a little bit more. Yeah, I mean, it looks like we've reclaimed the range, man. It actually does kind of look like we've reclaimed the range, huh? Yeah, look at this. Yeah, this looks like this. If we're gonna come lower right now, this is actually the trade to take. Right? If we're gonna come lower, this would be a trade to take because we're back testing that value area. And let's see, actually, do we have anything else going on here? We bounced from the VWAP. Right? We bounced from the VWAP. Okay, so look at this. I mean, we're coming up to the golden pocket back test. Yeah, if we're going to come lower from here, this is the place to look. I'm not saying I'm taking this short, guys. Okay? I'm just saying if we're going to lose the range and come down much lower, this is where it's going to happen from. Between the golden pocket and the 786 here. Yeah, right around this area. Right around this area. Now, I am not taking this trade, guys. I am not. Okay, just so you know. I have not been planning for this trade. I'm not looking at confirmations for this trade. I'm just saying this is the place where you would look. All right, we've bounced from VWAP. And so, like, you know, VWAP is a key zone of support, right? The VWAP is one of the areas where I was looking to take a long trade this morning. I didn't actually take a long trade from there. But that's one of the areas I was looking, right? So this is key support. The VWAP is a key zone of support. It's the value area high of this mini range, and it's the VWAP, right? Let's take a look at an order flow chart and really see what's going on so we can maybe make some informed decisions. Are we seeing any kind of bearish absorption happening right here? Let's put on the right screen so that we can actually see. All right. So look at this, guys. We came down to VWAP, and we actually got a bullish divergence. We saw shorts being absorbed after VWAP bounce. And now we are seeing longs coming in. And we're not seeing any kind of bearish absorption here. Let me check out the trend reversal chart. All right, we actually are seeing some bearish absorption here very, very locally on the trend reversal chart. We're seeing some longs being absorbed into this area. So yeah, I mean, like, if we're going to come down from here, this is going to be a place. It's going to be the place, right? We're back testing the old range high, right? This is where we're back testing right now. If we go down to the 1 hour time frame, is this. Let's pull it up. Yep, look at this. We're back testing this level right here. And so look, if we're going to get a move to the downside, this is where it's probably going to be from, right? Now, just to be on the safe side, like, you know, if I was going to short here, there's a few ways to do it. But honestly, to be on the safe side, if we're going to take this as a swing trade, to be safe, we would have to put the stop loss above the high, right? Which is a 1% stop loss. Target for me would be down here. That's still almost a 3-to-1. Target at the low of the range right here at the golden pocket, right? We've got the golden pocket pull from the low to the high. Right around this zone here. This is a 3-to-1 risk-reward trade setup. This is the way I would have to do it if I was trading this, unless we're using a tight stop. But the problem with the tight stop is, you know, we've put in a lower low. We've officially reversed market structure. But I would say, you know, the 786 fib level is really where, if we come above 786, yeah, so I might use like a 1% stop. This would be the trade setup I would look for right here. Right, now let's look at, we are seeing some absorption happening here. It looks like we might get a 12-minute trigger wave here. So yeah, this is a valid trade setup right here, right? These are the types of setups that you would look for if you're using good risk management, where, you know, there's a valid reason here to take a trade. But we have to understand that we could retrace, even if we're going to continue down, we could still retrace all the way up to this zone right here. You know what I'm saying? So we'd either want to wait for a higher entry, or be okay with some drawdown, or if we're convicted that we're going to come straight down here based on this 12 minutes, say, you know what, I think we're going to come down here. I'm going to take this trade. But remember what we were talking about yesterday, guys. Trades, your position size depends on how far away your stop loss is. So if you wait out for a better entry, like from here, now you got yourself a 7-to-1 risk reward instead of a 3-to-1 risk reward. And you can put much more on the trade while still risking the same amount, right? So some people might say this trade isn't even worth it for me, right? Because a 3-to-1 risk reward, you could get that same risk reward in a much smaller range, right? In a much different trade. You might want to wait for a different setup. Setups are going to happen all the time, guys. They're going to happen all the time. Yeah, the stop is too big for you. It's too big for me too, multi-sig dummy. It's too big for me as well. Inverted cup and handle on the 15-minute. Let's check out the 15 here. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. Inverted cup and handle on the 15. I could see that. Yeah, I could see that. You know, and here's the thing. For me personally, although this is a place to look for a short, I'm not going to add to my short here. I'm not going to open up a new short here. Shout out to Divine Hood. Shout out to the real Dave Digital. I have some Karens in the chat who can't even take the time to learn how to spell your name. You know they're not. Jim Bodge R66 is a Karen. Well, you know what? People can't spell my name correctly. That's okay. It is a weird way to spell it with a Y. That's a very strange way, right? So I have mercy on people. Shout out to Andre. God bless you, Andre. You're the man, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate you, man. Shout out to Sudeep. God bless you, Sudeep. Appreciate you. Can we get the pump song? Well, we need some reason to pump. If we start pumping like crazy, yeah, we'll sing the pump song. Let's get back to our order flow chart and see what's happening here. All right, we're still seeing some kind of absorption happening, but nothing too crazy here. Again, this idea is invalidated if we come above the 786 fib. Right? This idea is invalidated if we come above the 786 fib. Shout out to everybody who liked the video, by the way. You know, we got about 1,000 people in here. Only 700 likes. I was hoping we'd get 1,000 likes in the first 45 minutes. Look, guys, it's 3 o'clock p.m. If we can get 1,000 likes in the next 3 minutes, we'll be giving away $250 of Bitcoin. So let's do it, man. Let's do it. And let's see if we can't get some crazy pumpage happening here. I was really hoping that during today's live stream we were going to pump like crazy, guys. I was really hoping for that. I'm trying to pump. I really am. I'm hoping to get a big pump on. You know, I'm at the gym, chest and arms day. Let's pump, baby. Let's see if we can't get a big pump. Chest and arms day, baby. Yeah, price action is kind of snoozers, man. All right, is Bitcoin breaking a flag on the 5-minute? Let's check it out. Let's check out Bitcoin on the 5. This is a bear flag you're seeing on the 5-minute? Yeah, I guess I could see that. Like, I don't know. I'm not really into 5-minute bear flag trading, but I don't know. I don't know if we've broken a flag. I do know that we came down to VWAP, guys, and we got a bullish divergence right here. So let's see if we can't pump this up a little bit here, and hopefully we get it on the stream. Right, we're trying to pump. Like yesterday, we got a crazy pump. Shout out to Bob Marley. Can we take a look at Caspa, KAS? Sure, we could take a look at KAS. We could take a look at Casper. Let's take a look at it. Oh man, it's only on CoinX and MEXC? That's interesting. Alright, wow, this is a new listing here. We're pumping like crazy. Wow. So, man, when it comes to coins like this, it's like, you know, assuming that this crazy trend is going to continue, and that's the only thing we can do, right? We assume the crazy trend will continue. I would say if I was gonna long this, I would long the golden pocket. I'll just be honest with you, right? I longed what's the Dogecoin ripoff thing? SHIB. I longed SHIB. You know, a long time ago, right? When it was pumping like crazy, just by like throwing money at golden pockets, high leverage. Okay, I don't know a thing about Caspa. I should, right? It's my own name, but yeah, I would be looking at the golden pocket here. I would say, you know, what the heck? If it's gonna pump like crazy, this golden pocket is a nice support resistance flip. You know, back down to this little area of consolidation, like between the golden pocket and the 786. I can't say I know anything about this. Money flow looks bullish on the daily. Money flow looks bullish on the 12-hour. The weekly time frame, there's no market cipher data yet. It's like the daily looks bullish as heck. I can't really give any real analysis for this. Besides to say that this is definitely a zone of support and resistance right down here. You know, that's all I could say, man. That's all I could say. Can I explain the golden pocket? It's just it means you've retraced 61.8% from the initial move, right? So if this is 100% of the move from this low here to this high, this is 61.8% retrace, and that's the golden ratio of the Fibonacci ratio, and price respects that ratio. That's what it is. That's what it is. All right, is Bitcoin gonna get a pump? Uh-oh, we switched into Southern accent mode. I sound like an old country father again. Maybe I am one. Shout out to Chewy Chayote, JC, when you took profits on Bitcoin and was making new time highs. Hang on, let me read this for real. It says, Jay, as you were taking profits on Bitcoin as it made new all-time highs last bull run, what was my spot percentage strategy? Is it the same on this run or the next run? I don't even really have a percentage strategy, man. I'm super sloppy with it, okay? I literally just set limit orders. I just set limit orders, and I just kind of say, I'll take this much here, and this much here, and this much here, man. I don't even have a strategy for it. It's the same with DCA. I mean, obviously, the higher we get, the more I'm taking out. I don't even start to take profits until it's worth it. So I'm not going to start taking profits until Bitcoin's at $60,000. That's when I'm going to start taking profits. But I don't have any kind of crazy strategy, man. All right? I never have. But people overcomplicate it. You just got to take some profits. Do I see Bitcoin going short after it takes the high? Oh, it could, absolutely. We always have to be aware of a potential chickens drink water liquidity grab, right? We do need to be aware of that. Let's analyze this on Market Cipher. Like, is this a high? Yeah, I totally see a short coming in if we grab that high. If we grab that high, look at this, man. It looks like we could be getting the upside down bearish man boob Sam Bankman-Fried pattern. Money flow getting lower, momentum getting lower as we take out that high. Man, that could be bearish. That could be pretty dang bearish right there. So yeah, something that we do need to be aware of, Bitcoin liquidity hunter. And since you are, excuse me, I'm sorry for yawning. Since you are a Bitcoin liquidity hunter, you are probably looking to grab that juicy liquidity as well. And yeah, so would I. I would be looking to grab that juicy liquidity as well. Let's see, are we going to pump or are we going to dump? I hope we start to pump. It's 3 o'clock. Yesterday at 3 o'clock, we absolutely pumped. Let's see if we can't do the same for Bitcoin right now. Here we go, baby. Here we go. Bitcoin getting its pump on. Let's see what's happening on the order flow chart. All right, we've got some longs coming in, guys. We've got some longs coming in. You can see we got 1.3 million longs opening up, 1.1 million longs opening up, 2.8 million longs opening up right here. We got a bullish divergence, 15-minute order flow bullish divergence on the 15-minute chart here. Let's see if we can't get that move to the upside. Let's go down to the 5-minute time frame and see what we got hanging. What's hanging? How's your hook hanging? Let's see. Man, it's not looking too great actually. I wish it looked a little bit better here. You know, I had a teacher in high school named Mr. Hook, and I used to ask him, "Hey, Mr. Hook, how's your hook hanging?" He didn't like when I said that. He didn't like when I said that. I got in trouble. Got in trouble for asking him that question here. Okay, so we've got about 1.3 million longs opening up, and we've got CBD getting much higher here. But unfortunately, guys, price is not really making the highs that we want it to make here. We need to start pumping like crazy. Okay, we need to start pumping like crazy. Shout out to Dylan Waves. Rodriguez 17 wants to pump to the downside. Shout out to Sam Doe TV. His hook is hanging low. Yeah, this is not really what we want to see. It's about to get intense up in here, guys. FOMO into the like button, guys, while we pump this Bitcoin price. We're about to pump this Bitcoin price, so FOMO into the like button. Yeah, me too, Angry Pistons. Let's get that 100K bull trap going right now. Let's get the 100K bull trap going right now. Come on. Come on, Bitcoin. We need a big old pump right now. We need a big old pump right now. No, it's not pumping in the right direction, guys. It's not pumping in the right direction. The digital ruble experiment on 13 banks will start April 1st. Yeah, and guess what? FedNow goes live in July, Ellie. So, FedNow goes live in July. Would I close XRP right now if I bought at 36? I would close a portion, man. Like, that's the thing. I always take partials. Taking partials will change your life. Taking partials will change your life, man. Then you don't have to worry about it. Like, look, I'm in a juicy long right now. I took a partial. I don't have to worry about it. The worst case scenario right now, I made $3,000. Best case scenario, I might make, who knows, 10. You know, let's see. It doesn't matter. It's a win-win situation. Don't play those psychological games, man. Take some profits, and then stop loss to the entry, and then go outside and work in the dirt, man. Get your hands dirty, right? It's planting season. We got to get our plants in the ground, baby. Things are getting crazy out there. People need to become more self-sufficient, if you know what I'm talking about. The 4-hour looks like a Chinese ching chong. Let's check it out. This is the 4-hour. Yeah, it actually does. You're right. Yeah, and here's the reality, right? The reality of the matter is that we have put in a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, and potentially a lower high, right? Yeah. There is a real potential that this was a high, guys, and I'm hoping it's not, right? But let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. Shout out to CL, just said a load of turnips today. That's legit. That's legit. Interesting. Wild Pony 69 says we are looking at a big bull flag on the 12-minute. Yeah, I mean, technically, this range is a bull flag. Absolutely, this range that we're in right now is a bull flag, right? Technically, this absolutely is a bull flag, right? All ranges could be flags. That's the thing, right? All ranges could be flags, and that's the thing. And basically, the whole theory of a flag is simply just that the trend will continue, right? The trend will continue, and so if a range breaks up and the trend is to the upside, then the trend is likely to continue. That's the whole theory behind it, right? So let's see what happens here, right? There are some areas down in this zone that, in my opinion, would make a nice long if we come down. Before we come down to here. I mean, last hope, this is like last hope support for me, is right down here, right? And if we don't hold support here, I would assume we'd probably make it an you know? All right, here we go, baby. Pump the Bitcoin, baby. Let's go. Let me see a blue candle. All right. Where's your $250? Well, we didn't get 1,000 likes, guys. I said if we get 1,000 likes by 3:05, we can give away $1,000. We got 1,200 people in here. We don't have 1,000 likes. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Breaking. The U.S. SEC has sued the ByBit crypto exchange, shutting down its operations with immediate effect. That's intense. I've never even heard of this exchange. I've never even heard of this exchange. The ByBit exchange? Am I pronouncing that wrong? Is it French? Is it French? $25.3 incoming, says GOGP. Maybe, man. Maybe. Do I hold AVAX? I actually don't hold AVAX. I might have a little AVAX. I probably have a little AVAX. 29.3 would liquidate Sato. All right, let's go to 29.3, baby. Come on. Let's pump the Bitcoin. T800 says, what the heck is ByBit? This is fake news. Is it French? It looks French, right? It looks a little French. Like, it's not actually pronounced BC. It's pronounced like BU. BU. The BU exchange. You know how French people get. No offense if you're French, man. Look, us Americans, we don't know anything about you French people. All right? The only thing we know about France is the Eiffel Tower. And, that's it. And you guys eat snails. That's all we know. All right? That's literally all we know. That's right, French fries. The Statue of Liberty is French. Right. There you go, Long Mountain. All right, guys, we're trying to pump the Bitcoin price here. We're trying to figure out, is ByBit a French exchange? Yeah, I agree. Div could be a very juicy short, man. I'm also looking at that one myself. Let's go, baby. Let's pump this Bitcoin straight to 100K. Let me see a blue candle. We're going to pump the Bitcoin straight to 100K. Let me see a blue candle. We need some big buyers to come in right now. Yeah, I hear about the riots going on in France, Sudeep. I've heard about those riots. Because they made the pension 2 more years, right? I guess something like that. But it's ironic. Because like any government pension program is literally the definition of a Ponzi scheme, guys. And we shouldn't be looking to the government to support us. You know what I'm saying? We should be looking to ourselves to support us. We should be looking to our families and our communities to support us. When people feel like they deserve something from the government, Slave mentality, and to burn down your own freaking city because you're mad at your slave owners. That's no way to live. But hey, am I getting political? I hope not. I hope not. I mean, seriously, man, why are people hoping in their government for support when they get old? Right? They worked their whole life for this worthless fiat currency, and now they're hoping that the government just gives them more worthless fiat currency when they're old so that they can retire and do nothing. Come on, man, that's no way to live. That's no way to live. My honest thoughts on the MEX exchange? I like it, man. I really actually like that exchange a lot. All right, so Greenington is French. Pensions are just the tip of the iceberg. If France wants to do anything, and if any country wants, well, I can't say this on YouTube. I'm not going to say it on YouTube, right? I almost let my anarchistic tendencies come out the mouth on YouTube. All right, that'll be bad. All right, we're trying to pump the Bitcoin price here, guys. Yeah, MEXC is good. In fact, also, right now with my affiliate link has 0 limit fees again. So, is Joe Biden French? Somebody just said Biden is French. All right, guys, we've got longs coming in. We've got some longs coming in here. We've got an increase in volume. We've got some longs coming in. Let's see if we can't get some more movement to the upside here. We're coming up to the daily point of control at about 28,400. Come on, baby. Come on, Bitcoin. Come on. We're pumping, baby. This is exactly what we want to see. This is exactly what we want to see. Scene owner says, how effing bodybuilder can be this smart? Shouldn't you be brain dead weightlifter who looks in the mirror 24/7? Well, you know what? You know what? That's funny, man. I'm not even a bodybuilder, right? I just enjoy lifting weights. I think every guy should lift weights. You know, I was thinking one of the reasons why I like lifting weights is this is gonna sound crazy, right? It's gonna sound crazy, but it's true. One of the reasons why I like lifting weights is because I like to look intimidating and jacked, and because I feel that like society is so like anti-man. I want to like be the manliest man I possibly can be. Like, you know, I'm a family guy. I'm a father. I'm a husband. I support my wife. I work really hard so my wife can stay home and raise the kids. And, you know, I know that like society hates that, like woke culture hates that, right? So I just want to be like a jacked man who does everything that like woke culture hates. You know what I'm saying? Because typically when you think about like a family type of guy, he's like fat with the beer belly. You know, I don't want to be that. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to be that. So I know that's kind of weird. But it's true. Man, I'm hoping Bitcoin gets to 30K soon. Yeah, a few years ago, that was just normal, right? That's the thing. A few years ago, that was just normal, right? But now, it's a little bit different, right? Is it Tino's shirt I borrowed for the thumbnail? Nah, but I do have one of Tino's merch hoodies right next to me. How much do I deadlift? You know what? It's really a sad story because I got up to 585-pound deadlift. I was going for the 600-pound deadlift. I can't deadlift, right? I have degeneration in my spine, okay? And my chiropractor said, look, Jason, if you want to continue to like be active and do all the stuff you're doing into your 50s and 60s, you got to stop deadlifting. And so I stopped deadlifting, and you know, I still do Romanian deadlifts, and I do like hyper extensions, reverse hyper extensions, but I can't deadlift anymore. I don't want to hurt my back, right? I struggled with it, but you know what? I injured myself twice deadlifting recently, small injuries, and I felt like it was God's way of saying, you gotta stop doing that, Jason. So I stopped. If we invert the chart, it looks like a rounded bottom. Yeah, maybe. All right, so let's see what's going on here. All right, so it's kind of hard to say what's going on locally. We need a little bit more volume to come in here, right? We need a little bit more volume to come in here. That's really what we need. How long does it take to learn the basics of trading? Well, it really depends on how much time you have, how easily you learn new concepts, but most importantly, it's how disciplined are you to actually stick to what you've learned? Because it's very easy to learn how to trade in theory. You long support, you short resistance, you use good risk management, right? It's hard to actually have the discipline to do those things. Man, I don't know any trader who hasn't learned the hard way, my friend. I actually don't know any good traders who have not learned the hard way, but I know some traders who've learned to do it in less than a year and have become very, very profitable traders in less than a year. And others, it took years. But really, it all comes down to how fast do you learn how to actually apply and have the patience and discipline to stick to what you learn. Anyone can learn how to do it. If you have any kind of strategy that you stick to and a good risk management plan that you stick to, anybody can become profitable. Of course, depending on your trading style will depend on how profitable you can become. If you're only a swing trader, it's going to take you a lot longer to grow an account than somebody who's scalping. But scalping is harder to do, right? So there's a balance. But I'd say anyone could become a profitable swing trader if you were a robot and you always ever waited for the setups that you planned for and you always use good risk management. I believe you could be profitable after half a year. I believe that 100%. I don't know if I could ever have done that. And I don't know if anybody can, right? Because like everyone has to learn the hard way. Because when you taste the goodness of like winning a trade, right? When you taste that goodness of gambling or not sticking to your risk management or chasing price and it works out for you, that trips something psychologically, right? Does some kind of psychological trip. Where now all of a sudden you're like, man, this is, I like this, right? And then you do it again, and then you end up taking losses, you end up revenge trading. It's like this whole like chain of events, the dominoes fall. You know, the Fed starts raising rates, and they're also printing at the same time. Sam Nash lost $200K and won it back in less than a year. So there you go. Sam Nash did it in less than a year. How long did it take me to be profitable? Well, see, it's weird because like I went through phases of my trading because I didn't take it seriously at all, and so I've been technically doing it since 2017, but I didn't actually get consistently profitable until 2020. So it took me like about 3.5 years. But I did it the wrong way. I didn't take it as seriously as I should have. And then I went through a phase of gambling. And then I decided, look, I need to stop this. I need to make a covenant with myself to stick to the rules. You know what I'm saying? How long did it take me before I could quit? Well, here's the thing. I haven't had a job since 2013. I have not had a job since 2013. You know, the Lord has blessed me very much to be an entrepreneur pretty much my whole life, man. When I was in middle school, I made thousands of dollars selling pixie sticks. I had a little business going on until I got suspended for doing that. And then I did it again, and I got suspended again. And back in those days, I cared, I guess, about school enough to stop doing it. But then after that, I was a musician full-time. That's what I did after high school. And then after I stopped doing that, I started an online marketing business with my brother and my pops, and I did that. And then I stopped doing that in 2021. But here's the thing. I would never want to be a full-time trader. I would always want to have some kind of business. I think it's so important for everybody to have, to not make, well, look, it's perfectly fine to trade full-time, but a business is such a good asset to have, right? A business is an asset. It's an asset that's constantly generating income. And in a lot of ways, it's inflation-proof because, you know, if you have a job, you gotta, like, no matter what inflation does, you're still getting that fixed wage. But if you own a business, you can change what you charge. You could sell that business, and then you could take the money you make from that business and learn how to invest it. You know, there's a cycle of self-sufficiency. My mentor taught me the 3 pillars to self-sufficiency is businesses, investing, and tangible assets. Those 3 things. If you have a business, you can be generating cash flows at all times. You can take a portion of that and invest it to grow it even more. And then you can use that to acquire tangible physical assets. And for me, you know, I look at all this as a means to basically have a homestead, right? I mean, and I've been very blessed, right? I'm not going to sit here and say because I was so smart, I was able to do this. The Lord has had very much so favor on me in my life. Undeniable favor and mercy on me. Like, even in hindsight, stupid decisions I've made, He caused them to work out. But, you know, I look at all this as a means to actually establish like a homestead, right? You know, I got into crypto in 2016. I sold when Bitcoin was like around, you know, around 10K on average is probably where I sold. And, you know, I was able to actually buy a property. I was actually able to buy like a property with those gains. So the Lord's had a lot of favor on me. Right, DJ says I look like a Pixie 6 salesman. A salesman, yeah. It's the hat, you know? I think it's the hat. These aren't candles. These are pixie sticks. You know what I'm saying? Man, I was hoping we would pump, guys. Is the stream lagging right now? I just got a notification that the stream might be lagging. Is it true that we should never talk about politics at the dinner table in America? Yeah, I mean, not in my family. But in a lot of families, yeah, you're not supposed to. You're not supposed to talk about politics or religion, which basically means you have to sit there and, like, talk about nothing. Hey, how's it going? Good, you know. Just, you know, working. How about you? Yeah, you know, working. How's the kids? Oh, you know, in school. And that's it. That's it. That's all. That's literally all there is to talk about. You know what I'm saying? I'm joking. There's more to talk about. There's more to talk about. Look, guys, I'm going to head out, man. We've been in here for an hour and a half. Bitcoin's not pumping. As soon as I end the stream, Bitcoin will pump, right? But look, God bless you all. Thank you so much for being here. May the Lord bless you. May He protect you. May He shine light upon you. May He have grace upon you. And may the Lord turn His face towards you and give you wholeness. In the name of Jesus the Messiah, I pray everybody super blessed, even if you're not religious. And I'll see everybody in the next stream. Peace.